The Charlie Kirk shirt.
Yes, yes, I know.
Are you stupid?
No.
Oh. You seem like an unhinged Karen who is wildly intolerant and rude and goes off and cusses random old ladies trying to work and do their job. Now, guys, we got to talk about another one of these viral videos featuring customer service interactions gone wrong. Because apparently that's what we do now. Like, we don't talk about real news. We talk about random altercations captured on video between people in parts of the country, and they go mega viral, and we start GoFundMes, and we do all this. This one, though, really does bug me. So what you have is a angry left-wing TikTok Karen, basically. That's she posts on TikTok, but she's not a full-time creator. She's just a random private citizen, but she calls herself let's see, her name is Michaela Ponce, but she calls herself like making racists afraid again, or making racism wrong again is the hat she's wearing in her bio. Well, she decided that the way to stop racism in America was to harass an elderly woman working at Target because gasp, she wore a Charlie Kirk t-shirt. Crazy stuff. I know. Let's watch the video of this altercation that is going viral, and then I'll give you my thoughts.
Why?
They let you wear that shirt here?
Yes. Why?
So,
Why are you taking my picture?
why are you wearing that shirt? You're working.
Oh,
It's not a
it's a
Target
red
shirt.
shirt. I can wear any red shirt.
It's not a plain shirt.
It doesn't have to be
It's a Charlie Kirk shirt.
Yes, yes, I know.
Are you stupid?
No.
Oh.
Why the fuck would you wear that? You're at work at Target. That's not a Target shirt. It's not a plain red shirt.
We
You
don't,
support a racist.
it's not racist.
You support a racist.
He's not a racist.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
I'm sorry, but I'm not going to stand here and argue with you.
You're not. You should go
over
get
it.
your manager. You should not be allowed to wear that at work. Unacceptable. Unacceptable.
That's your opinion.
No, the opinion is he's racist and you support him.
That's your opinion, ma'am. Have
And
a
you
nice
shouldn't.
day.
You should not be allowed to wear that. This is going to be taken above your head. That's insane.
Have a
Insane.
nice day.
Insane. Piece of shit.
The craziest part about all of this is the woman behind the camera cussing out this poor grandma. She's the one that uploaded the video, as if she comes off like the good guy, or as if she did her big one and had a little moment here and ate up. No, babe, you seem psychotic. You seem like an unhinged Karen who is wildly intolerant and rude and goes off and cusses random old ladies trying to work and do their job. And I'm actually very impressed and want to commend this woman, the Target employee, on her poise and her dignity and not losing her cool or snapping back or doing anything that could get her in trouble. Now, of course, she says that at her store, the policy is she's allowed to wear any red shirt. So a red shirt that simply says Charlie Kirk and freedom on it is acceptable part of the uniform. Now, if I were running Target, I would probably say like no political attire as an addendum to that policy, just to keep my store totally apolitical. However, if that's not the policy, then she's done nothing wrong. And regardless, nothing justifies swearing at, cussing, and berating a minimum wage employee, an elderly woman like this. You're not the good guy. You're not the loving and tolerant one, my friend. And this is such entitled Karen behavior, thinking I'm going to go over your head and it's funny because she, as you will hear as I give you more details of the fallout from the situation, the one who came off worse from this is the lady that posted it, is the woke Karen, not the sweet grandma she went after. And the whole thing about like, oh, he's a racist, well, you support racism. Obviously, they don't see it that way. You're entitled to that view. But Charlie Kirk supporters, mainstream MAGA Republicans don't agree that their views are racist or that he was racist. And if you are so triggered and like, I can't handle being in the same room as somebody with a shirt that says Charlie Kirk, then you belong in an institution, like with padded walls, because like it or not, like that's essentially the viewpoint of roughly half the country. And you're going to have to cope and see that at some point. Some of these people who are just not coping well. Now, it is apparently the situation is being investigated by the local police. So the Chico, California Police Department put out a statement saying the Chico Police Department is aware of a video circulating online depicting a verbal confrontation inside a local business. We are actively investigating the incident with our local partners. I don't quite understand this because last time I checked, being a bitch isn't a crime. If it was, I'd be in trouble. I'm too pretty for jail, but so I'm not sure that this angry woman behind the camera committed any crime or any criminal offense. I think she just made a complete ass of herself and was really rude. So I don't know that there needs to be police involvement. But another aspect to this story is that people on the internet, particularly more right-wing people, are rallying behind the elderly woman working at Target. So they've started a Give, Send, Go fundraising to give Jeannie from Target a vacation. The text of the fundraiser reads, on Monday in Chico, California, an elderly Target employee found herself at the center of national attention after being filmed by someone we can only describe as unhinged. This individual berated her fellow Californian with unwanted fury because she was wearing unwarranted fury because she was wearing a shirt supporting Charlie Kirk. Now we are hoping to raise enough money so that she can afford a much-needed vacation, a time for her to relax, recharge, and just forget about the ugliness. And this fundraiser has raised $79,000 out of its $100,000 goal. And I'm going to link to it in the description in case anybody wants to contribute. I would very much encourage you to, because I think this woman did nothing wrong. And I want to say this to right-wing Twitter. Please keep doing this, because you guys will remember last week, or I don't even remember when it was, because time is not real, and so much crazy shit happens every day practically. They started a fundraiser, some of these same people, for a Cinnabon employee that called someone the N-word repeatedly and said they're racist. Maybe we don't need to fund that person, actually, who did an evil thing, and we could instead fundraise for good people, like this woman at Target. What a crazy take. I guess I'm like a woke lib, because that's my take. But I like to see this much more. I think this woman deserves a vacation, deserves support, because she did nothing wrong and she handled herself with grace. Now, what about the villain in this situation? This Michelle woman. Well, I will say, I'm sorry, not Michelle, Michaela Ponce. The backlash against her is going a little bit far. So they have now found her employer. They're harassing her employer to the point of actually disrupting healthcare services. And I'm not sure this is productive. So reading here from her employer, Enlo Health, which is a healthcare provider in California, they wrote on Facebook, the Chico Police Department is investigating a social media post on the personal account of an Enlo Health employee. We are deeply concerned about the tenor of this post and the response it is creating from individuals of all political persuasions. We ask for patience and calm as we conduct our own internal investigation of this matter. In the meantime, we are relying on the expertise of the Chico Police Department to investigate any potential criminal activity or threats related to it. Currently, extremely high call volumes related to this post are overwhelming Enlo's switchboard and clinic phone lines, negatively impacting our patients' ability to reach clinical staff. If you wish to share a comment with Enlo Health related to this employee's social media post, please email us at share@enlo.org or call their phone number and leave a message. And thank you for helping us ensure patients who need medical treatment can reach a caregiver. So people need to stop just blowing up this company because they're disrupting their ability to provide healthcare to people. That is not the way. And then I'm a little bit split on the question of getting this woman fired from her healthcare job. On one hand, I can see the reason to do it because, like, what if she's responsible for the healthcare of somebody who likes Charlie Kirk or is MAGA, and she's just demonstrated hatred and disdain? At the same time, I'm very uncomfortable going down this path of like punishing and harassing companies to get people fired for off-the-clock political speech or activity. And I don't believe there was any criminal activity here, at least not from the video that I've seen. And she's got to have a job. And if she hasn't ever received complaints about her actual on-work conduct, I'm not sure blackballing and harassing this company and firing her actually accomplishes anything. And I personally am not going to participate in such an effort. Although, I mean, I understand the impulse there for some people. But the whole thing is kind of chaotic, kind of dramatic. And frankly, I do like to see people rallying behind the actual good guy in a situation for once, instead of like random villains as part of the culture war. And we should all just be decent to each other. I know that's like a radical hot take now, apparently. Just be nice, be kind, be understanding towards our fellow Americans. You never know what people are going through. In fact, the world is complicated and people can reach these positions from a place of good faith. What a crazy take, I know. I don't know. You guys will have to let me know what you think of this situation involving this Target employee in the comments down below. Make sure subscribed if you aren't yet. Hit the like button while you are at it and all of that. Guys, that'll be it for this episode of the Brad vs. Everyone podcast. Thanks so much for listening and tuning in. I feel sick. I have more work to do, but maybe I'll just go back to bed. Make sure you rate and review if you're listening on audio podcasts. And we'll be back with more Brad vs. Everyone real soon.